Mataji. So good to see you.
Thank you.
Radha Biharani Mataji, Girish Prabhu, Vaswati Mataji, Baldev Prabhu, Avni Vedi, Haribol, thank you for joining. So happy to see all of you again. My great fortune. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Koi, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hai. So we are back again, my dear friends, on this session 9 of of our reading. Raghu Prabhu is laughing at me. I'm talking like a reporter. Okay. Somehow, if Vaishnavas, are able to laugh, that's also a great service, I feel. So, uh, to give joy to Vaishnavas is all I aspire, and all a sincere devotee aspires. Um, that's my only intention, to serve all of you. You're so sincere devotees. So we are back, session 9, Japa. We discuss a few things about Japa, Japamala. Very nice slok if someone wants to memorize Krishna Nama Mahamantra. Krishna Nama Mahamantrera Maha, sorry, Mahamantera एक स्वभाव. क्या स्वभाव है महामंत्र का? ये जपे तारा कृष्ण उपजाए भाव. ये जपे तारा कृष्ण उपजाए, उसके भाव उपजाए यानी कि जन्म होता है. Krishna bhav. Love for Krishna will kindle, will blossom, will sprout in one's heart when one chants. This is the swabhava. This is like the nature. Like you take the pill, it will cure. You eat water, it will quench the thirst. You eat food, it will, quench the hunger. So everything has a swabhava. The swabhava of Mahamantra is it will awaken love for God. So we were discussing that, and gradually one should try to chant 16 rounds, starting with 2, 4, 6, 8, like that. And we discussed quite a few questions. So without further delay, let's move on to the next part of where we stopped yesterday. If anyone would like to read, you can raise your hand, and especially if you haven't got a chance in this week, we want everyone to get at least one chance, and then we'll do the second servings. Okay, so we have Anshul Prabhu and followed by Raghu Prabhu. We will read from here, take this point.
Prabhuji, from where?
Take the japa.
Take Japamala, right? Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. So take the Japamala in the right hand, holding it between the thumb and the middle finger. The index finger is not used and it is considered contaminated. Start at the bead next to the head bead before chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra Jap. Chant the Panchatattva mantra Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinda. Chanting these names of Lord Chaitanya and his principal associates helps us become free from offenses in chanting. There are 10 offenses to be considered in chanting the holy name. These are described at the end of chapter 8 of the Nectar of Devotion. Now chant the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then move on to the second beat. In this way, after chanting the Maha Mantra fully each time, move to the next beat. After chanting 108 times, you will reach the head beat and will then have completed one mala or round. Now turn the beads around without crossing the head bead and start another round by again chanting Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Guru Bhaktavindra.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Um, this is very, very practical thing, so maybe I'll demonstrate it on a larger screen. This is showing how to chant. This is like the Japamala, right? We have the Japamala. And for those who, in the book distribution or things like that, so we should know this book, page number 34, 33, has that. Sometimes you may not get chance, so we should know that this clearly lays the process easily, what to do, what not to do. So even if we may not be able to sometimes explain everything in detail, but the book talks about it. So we hold the Japamala in right hand. Krishna has given us right hand. We should use right hand. We don't touch the pointing finger, first finger. This is to point. I'll see you later, right? It's unclean. It's used to point, so we should not touch it. We hold like this and start from the head beat. We chant the Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, the Panchatattva mantra, which we did on the Kirtan also. So everyone should memorize that. If you don't have it, you can initially have a card or something like that's fine. You can read the Panchattva mantra and then begin the chanting. So from the first beat, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then bring it towards you. Go to the next beat. Same process. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Bring it towards you. So you move to the next. Like that, keep bringing towards you. And this is all happening inside the Japamala, right? So the time will come, you'll get till this end, right? So now I'm at this end, right? So if we started from this point, right? Started from one end, gradually you'll come to this end, correct? Let me, okay, that's better. You start from this end, 1, 2, 3, like that. You completed the circle and you came here, right? So now we don't have to cross over. That's your 108th bead. You don't have to cross over. You chant the Jai Shri Krishna mantra and then flip over, right? So flip over, like instead of jumping the head bead. That's what is mentioned here also. Any comments there?
Prabhuji, a lot of people have questions, like lot of devotees. Why flip
Anyone
over?
has any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Few devotees, they ask question, why to flip, basically?
Because it's like the head beat is representing Krishna. We don't jump over Krishna or yeah, that's the reason. Kiran.
Oh, okay. Got it, Prabhuji.
Any other thoughts, additions? It's very straightforward, simple, right? Chant the Panchatattva mantra between every round, right? That's very, very clearly mentioned. Okay, we'll move on to the next. Yes, Raghu Prabhu, you want to read this part?
So it should be from here, chanting is simple. Let's see.
Correct.
All right. Hare Krishna, devotees. Chanting is simple, but should be performed properly for best results. Chant loudly enough so that at least someone sitting next to you can hear. While chanting, concentrate the mind on hearing the Maha Mantra. The concentration is mantra meditation and is powerful for cleaning our hearts. It is difficult to stop the mind from wandering, but as with anything, scroll up. As with anything, while okay, else practice makes perfect. Okay. Note that the mantra should be chanted distinctly so that each syllable can be clearly heard. Some devotees develop bad japa habits, such as slurring or hissing the Maha Mantra, leaving out words or syllables, falling asleep while chanting, doing other things while chanting, intermittently talking with others, or reading while chanting. Another common mistake is skipping beads, unconsciously moving on to the next bead without fully finishing chanting one mantra. Thus, chanting less than 108 times while going around. Yeah, we have to constantly assess our japa, is it performance? Can't see. Japa performance to improve it. Beginners in Krishna consciousness have a okay. Beginners in Krishna consciousness have a tendency to take a long time chanting their rounds. However, practiced devotees usually finish 16 rounds within 1.5 to 2 hours. That is 5.5 to 8 minutes per round. Quality is more important than speed. So in the beginning, concentrate on chanting clearly and hearing attentively. As one goes on chanting, speed usually develops automatically. If a round takes less than 5 minutes, it usually means that the devotee is not concentrating properly, or B, he will know, or B, he is leaving out words of syllables or the mantra, or he is skipping beats. The best time to chant is early in the morning during the Brahma Muhurta, the auspicious period before sunrise. One can chant in any situation, on a train, while going to work, while walking on the street, but it's best to finish 16 rounds with full concentration early in the morning before our routine daily activities. The Japa mala is best kept in a special bag made for this purpose. The bead bag has a hole for keeping the index finger outside and away from the beads. Bead bags are made with a strap so they may be worn around the neck and thus carried everywhere when not in use. Devotees carry their beads with them everywhere so that whenever they get an opportunity, they can chant japa. Care should be taken to keep beads and bead bag clean and pure. Bead bags and beads are not taken into the toilet room. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. This picture also, bead bag and devotee carrying it. So we should carry it because it's meant to be carried everywhere. Even if we get few minutes extra, we should chant. Not okay, even if we do in the morning, then should not like hide it so that even unknowingly I don't see it. Right? Whatever is in front of us, we will end up, if phone is in front of us, we'll end up using the phone. If the any other gadget is in front of us, if the japa bag is in front of us, we'll end up using it to chant more. So very, very clearly laid out. Best is to chant in the morning. The quality is very, very important. So we should be mindful of not slurring or skipping or right. These things may happen. Sleeping, falling asleep, doing other things. It's a joke that devotees become good in they become ambidextrous after coming to ISKCON. It's a joke because they are able to use the left hand quite well. The right hand doing japa, left hand cooking, driving, this, that, everything they do with left hand. Um, um, but bonus is fine, but um, we can do always chant extra rounds while walking, while doing other things. But as mentioned here, the first whatever the quota of rounds, we should try to chant in the morning before beginning our daily routine activities, our office, our schools, our college, job, business, etc. Timing is also important. If someone is doing 16 rounds in 1 hour, maybe something is not going right. Either the words are missing, or they're skipping beats, or skipping rounds, or something is not going right. On an average, most devotees, after chanting for some months, years, 1.5, 2 hours, or 30 minutes, 4 rounds is like a good average estimate. 15 minutes, 2 rounds, 30 minutes, 4 rounds, 2 hours, under 2 hours, 16 rounds. But again, speed is not the criteria. It's not a race. Its quality is more important. So everyone has their nature, their speed, it is fine. But the idea is to chant with concentration, try one's best, and don't skip the syllables, don't skip beats, etc. Krishna is watching everything. And then care should be taken for Japa Mala and the Japa bag. And we should take it along, right? This is like our real key, right? Any moment could be the last moment. So we should always carry the key back home, back to God, and that's our bead bag. Always carry it. Whether we go for a program, we go for, and you'll not know how people will feel inspired. I have met so many people in Costco, and then they ask, "Oh, are you from ISKCON?" Right? They ask, "Are you from ISKCON?" "Oh, what is in your neck?" "Oh, your dhoti," or they don't know what this looks, a new attire, right? Even the Western sometimes, comment, and it becomes an opportunity to share Krishna consciousness, an opportunity to talk about Krishna consciousness. So we must try our part. I know there's one Anshul Prabhu, not the Anshul Prabhu on the call. There's one more. We met at the Costco, and he hosted programs, so many, and we were, having dhoti, kurta, tilak, etc. And then if we would have not had that, then probably the conversation would have not started. So things like this, is important. Not for others only. It's not just for others, but for us. Let's say you're going for uh, getting maybe your car oil change done, and then we have to wait for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, right? Then what will we do? Like, we have our japa bag, right? We have some books in the car. We keep, so we are always equipped. Devotee, there's no room for boredom. There's no idle time, because there's always so much in bhakti to do. Bhakti is so variegated, and there is so much. In fact, devotee is happy. Chalo, 2-3 ghanta, I can just 2-3 hours, I can just chant, right? I can focus on my chanting. What a devotee needs. Japa, japa bag, Bhagavad Gita, or any book Bhagavatam, and some prasad. That's happy. That's it. And devotee is happy doing chanting more, doing reading, hearing, etc. Any other thoughts about japa, bead bag, chanting, quantity, quality, beads, etc., etc.? Because this topic ends here, the japa topic. It's lifetime of a topic, as we know. There are multiple books on this topic. There's no like it's a continuous learning, continuous improvement process. Yeah, Upendra Prabhu, you were saying something.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, I'm just talking like in my Odisha, like there is some tradition, like if there is any birth in your family or is there somebody left his body, like we are not doing any puja for few days, to close relation, like blood relation. So in that time is the right time to do the chanting.
Very good point. I'm glad you brought up this question. And many others have, I think, individually also asked this question. It's a very, very important question. Um, should we chant during if there is a death in our relation, or some uncle, some anyone, grandmother, father, mother, or whatever, any relationships? What should we do? Should we go to temple? Should we cook, right? All these questions come. My simple answer, what I have heard from senior Vaishnava, is at the time of chanting, at the time of, see, dukhe taku, sukhe taku, sada hari bole taku. At the time of when someone departs, in reality, we should intensify more our chanting, our more remembrance of God. I'm not sure about all parts of the world, but in most parts of India, they read Bhagavad Gita, or they read, Krishna conscious literature, Bhagavatam, etc. Why? Because the soul till the 13th day is present around. Hmm? Pious families, impious families, what I have seen, they're fighting. अभी तो वो the Shamshan Ghat से वापस नहीं आए. There are people, our kids are fighting. Who will take this property? Who will take the car? Who will take this bungalow? Who will take? They're fighting. And look at, let's say their father passed or grandfather, whoever passed. What his atma must be thinking? Oh my God, what I did for the whole family. I have my soul is still there, and they are fighting over the property. No one is talking about Krishna consciousness. No one is talking about self-realization there. So bhakti is such a process. It will always help. So chanting of the holy name should not be given up at any cost. In fact, my mother went to a cremation, or like they just sit, not the cremation ground, but the home, to express grief and condolences and etc. And over there, she was chanting. Hmm. She was chanting, and then others seeing her, also 2 3 other Matajis also felt inspired. Like, what will we do? You can't just cry for 13 days at a stretch. What to do? You can't talk about the new movie, the new, although people do talk about, but pious people at least don't talk about mundane things at that time. So many people felt inspired. So long story short, one should continue chanting. Hmm. One must not stop chanting at any cost. Even Krishna himself says, and this does happen to Haridas Thakur. Krishna himself says, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself said, "Oh Haridas, don't worry too much about chanting." Haridas said, "No, one should not stop one's devotional service." Dhruv Maharaj, same story. One should not stop one's devotional service, even if the Supreme Lord himself comes and says, "Baba, stop it." Oh, he will not say it, but the point is, to even that extent, Do we stop taking care of our kids? Okay, now the family, someone is dead, I'll not feed my child. Let him starve, let him die, right? Let him happen. Let if he gets hungry, let him, I'll not care. No. Similarly, if we have deities who are like our children, we should not starve them too. Very simple. Why should we not cook for them? If we have taken responsibility, right? We've taken responsibility for kids, we'll not let them go hungry. Okay, if you don't want to cook food at your house, some people have that, okay, I'll not cook the food at my house. Okay, but then you arrange food for your kids, arrange for your deities too. Correct? So people start going to work. People go to work, people go to movie, but they have a issue coming to the temple. Oh, someone said, some uncles, brothers, mothers, fathers, grandsons said, oh, don't go to temple during this phase. Going to movie, you can go. Going to a pub, you can go, but don't go to temple. So we have to really think about, because that's what is real Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Think about, does it logically also make sense? Hmm. I'm not saying Upendra Prabhu this to you. I'm talking this is in general, right? This is not Upendra Prabhu's question. It's like a generic question which might be helpful for all of us. And tomorrow someone could ask you also this question, right? If it's okay to go to movie, if it's okay to go to work, if it's okay to go to they're going to all the things, then will Krishna be happy if you go there, or Krishna will be unhappy if you don't come? Think about that. Will it help us to pray for that departed soul if we go to the temple, or if we offer, you can chant even more rounds, okay, to extra 2 rounds for the departed soul. That will give real happiness. That will give real joy to that soul. That my child or my well-wisher or my relative is praying for me. Hmm. So one must chant. One must chant at any time and every time.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Especially this Mahamantra. Hmm. There are no hard and fast rules, right? That's the beauty of Lord Chaitanya giving this. There are no hard and fast rules. Traditional Vedic mantras and this tantras and mantras and mudras and date and kal and paristhiti, dravya, ingredients, lot of purification, this, that is required. But mantra is non-different from Krishna and it's all purifying. So, what's that verse? Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shakti statrapita niyamita smarane na kala. इसको कोई स्मरण करने का hard and fast rule नहीं है. That's the beauty of this holy name. And this Lord Chaitanya has invested all the potency in these mantras. So one must do, one must do. And if one is sincerely attached, how can one skip? One cannot skip this. Like, rather one will intensify, actually. We are in the more spiritual mood when someone passes away, especially if a dear one passes away. We're more intensely calling Krishna, please help my dear one. Now, please, and the best way is to express that through chanting. Do kirtan there, do reading Gita, chanting more, etc. Will certainly help everyone present. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhava. At the time of death, why do we say we chant loudly, chant loudly? We pray prana prayana samaye kafavata pitta, that at the time that's very hard to remember. So Vaishnavas come and help to leave, the soul can pass remembering Krishna. And the soul is present in that time. And so one must one must do one's best to remember oneself and help others remember. Many people distribute Gitas at the time of, like the fourth day, 10th day, 13th day. It's very nice. In ISKCON, devotees go to many cremation ceremonies. I have personally attended many, done chanting and bhajan, Vaishnava bhajan, chanting, Gita Path, etc. Must be done. The best thing actually. And we should also support. Actually, in ISKCON Tampa, we are. It's a good idea to explore because see, death is happening everywhere, right? Whether in Tampa or India or I don't think we have attended any of such events, but please keep an eye. If someone wants, we will do kirtan there at their fourth day, 10th day, first day. And we'll be there for full support. We'll read Gita, we'll do kirtan. A few devotees can go do kirtan, Gita reading, Bhagavad reading, and just some general support to the family, kind words, genuine. We are there, right? In any occasion, joy or sorrow. So keep that in mind, my dear friends. If anyone of your contacts or comes to you, our doors are always open.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know my friend, he lives in Summerstone. His mother passed away yesterday.
Hare Krishna. We'll chant one time for her, your friend's mother. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yes, Prabhu, please express our prayers for the family and may Lord give them strength to go through this phase. And this is a phase, as it's tough because the death of a near one, especially, mother, father, close friend, etc., is very hard. And as we all know, it is it is a time for spiritual awakening also for many souls. Many people come at this time. And in this time, if someone can give them a helping hand, they remember. At the time of adversity, right? Friendship is tested at the time of adversity. So if someone can give them a helping hand, we must try our best. ISKCON also has like a passing away kit. Hmm? Like the holy dust from Vrindavan, the water from Ganges, the tilak, the tulasi, the dried tulasi. One must keep at one's home. Hmm. Especially in the case when, like someone is, even the doctors sometimes tell that this person has few weeks or few months left. Technically, that's true for practically anyone in the world who knows how many days, but in some cases, it could be more predictable than others. So ISKCON has that, or one can just make it oneself, like holy dust, holy waters from Ganges, etc. Holy dust from Vrindavan, Giri Govardhan, holy waters from Radha Kund, Sham Kund, Tulasi, etc. One should know the art of living and art of leaving, because tomorrow you may be in a position and you may see a person leaving. So how can we best help them in a spiritual way? We all should know at least some things, right? Since we're talking about this topic, the best thing is Harinam, chant as much as possible, place photos in that room as much as possible, give them tulasi, either in the form of neck beads or as much as tulasi we can give, or in the tongue, or if they can't take directly, some water, sprinkler holy dust on their chest or the head, wherever possible. Put the marks of Vaishnav Tilak on the body, which becomes a temple. Read for them Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Krishna story, especially. Show them the pictures. Depends on what some people may not be able to see, some people may not be able to hear. See what is practical. Um, pray, chant there. Subconsciously, the soul through the spiritual senses is hearing. And these things are very helpful. Mhm. So we must do this. This is real care. Any other thoughts, comments anyone has? Okay, we'll move on to the next part, hearing from advanced devotees. Yes, Avni and Vedi, would you like to read?
Yeah, I can read.
Please.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hearing from advanced devotees. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabhu Naya Saravanadi Suddha Chitte Karaye Udaya. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of the living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, this love naturally awakens. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.107. Bead bag. This is one of many scriptural verses emphasizing the importance of hearing about Krishna from advanced devotees. Those who live close to ISKCON centers can avail themselves of the opportunity to attend classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita conducted every morning and evening. In addition, devotees can listen to the several hundred recorded lectures of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. There is no comparison to the transcendental sound vibration from the lips of a pure devotee of Krishna. Newcomers can approach senior devotees for personal consultation. Especially when first coming to Krishna, we need a lot of help. For some, it is difficult to adjust to different concepts and practices. Everyone has his own doubts and problems. So don't be shy about approaching mature devotees for guidance. That is what they are there for, to help others. As much as hearing from bona fide devotees is purifying, hearing religious discourses from impersonalists, pseudo devotees, mundane scholars, professional lecturers, and other kinds of non devotees is contaminating. The Hari Bhakti Vilas likens such discourses to milk touched by the lips of a serpent. Milk is delicious and nourishing, but if a snake drinks that milk, the remaining portion becomes poisonous. It may look and even taste the same, but is no longer beneficial. It is deadly. Similarly, lectures, dramas, and songs about Krishna that are not performed by authorized devotees will have a disastrous effect on our spiritual life. Be careful.
Thank you so much, Ravi, for reading this section. So we're talking about sadhana, right? We discussed about kirtan, we discussed about japa, japa mala. We discussed now after the japa kirtan comes shravanam. I mean, shravanam japa also is shravana because we are hearing the holy name, the names of Krishna. But here specifically, we are talking about Krishna Tattva, Krishna Leela, and Krishna Nam also. So hearing from advanced devotees, very, very important, very, very important. Prabhupada emphasized a lot on hearing. And every day, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So every day we must hear. Hearing also includes kind of reading. But hearing in ISKCON, you'll see most temples have at least two classes, one in the morning, Srimad Bhagavatam class, 8 to 9 a.m., pretty standard time across the globe. A little bit here and there could be there, but most temples 8 to 9 a.m. based on their country times. And the evening classes, the Gita classes, 6 to 7 p.m. or so, something like that. And a lot other classes like Bhakti Vriksha, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti, it's different groups, different visiting devotees, etc. So there are two, I mean, in our community also we have so many classes. There's evening class, Radha Mataji is doing the reading group for devotees, Ramayana, kids classes we have, then morning also so many other online, so many other platforms are easily available. Telugu class, Bengali class. So the goal is yenekin prakarena here, Shravana, because hearing will lead to absorption in Krishna. So one must hear Krishna consciousness about Krishna Tattva, about Krishna Leela. And especially we have easy access to gadgets these days, phones and other audio devices in cars and phones, easily accessible, right? No one can say, I don't know where to go, or I don't know how to operate YouTube. I can't get to a lecture of Prabhupada. No one can say that, right? Earlier it was hard. Imagine. We're so fortunate. Sometimes we may take it, for granted. Like 50 years back, if a person is living in Michigan, Detroit temple, and Prabhupada is in India, do you think they have access to Prabhupada's hearing? No, they couldn't hear the live class, right? The facility was not there, correct? Until someone has transcribed, like done the recording or some form. It was not easy. Internet, laptops, phones were not there so prevalent. Live classes, YouTubes and live Zooms, and we have so much advantage of this technology. We must use it in the best way. Like like this Prabhupada. Now these days we can hear morning Vrindavan Aarti, evening Radha Landaneshwar Aarti, Mayapur Aarti. You can hear any class, any yatra, so many temples, so many devotees, so many Vaishnavas. There is thousands of hours of ISKCON lectures uploaded every day, at least thousands of hours. So even if we hear for 24,000 hours every day, we cannot complete. So we cannot do that, right? We cannot do, but therefore we have to prioritize also, because the mind will distract us. Ye bhi sun lo, wo bhi sun lo, and ultimately, where did we go? We should hear from advanced souls. Prabhupada, certainly we should not compromise hearing from Prabhupada. Very, very clearly mentioned. We should also set a fixed quota, hearing from one's Guru Maharaj. We have taken Diksha, or we're aspiring, or we have taken shelter, any of those situations, or our Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, we must hear from them, right? At least few hours every week. At least you can set your goal. Okay, I'll hear for at least 7 hours a week, or 5 hours a week, or 2 hours, whatever the goal is. And then you can divide it, at least 2 hours Prabhupada hearing, at least 2 hours Guru Maharaj hearing, at least 2 hours, others, or something like that. Think about it, and discuss with your mentors to develop some system. Otherwise, new lectures will come, new shorts, videos will come, and it's easy to get distracted, even with the spiritual content. In another way. I mean, if we hear from devotees, we'll not get distracted in the wrong way, but we might miss the priority. So develop a system and stick to it. Because we know that YouTube, thousands of lectures are coming every day, and it's impossible for us to hear everything. No one can do that. Okay. Any thoughts, comments on this topic? And so this is about devotees. Now, if non-devotees, professional reciters, some famous speakers, these days everyone can get famous on YouTube. So we have to be very careful. Now, it's safe to say in our own parampara, in our own Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, in our own ISKCON family, there are amazing, amazing devotees. One should certainly, not hear outside. Very simple. Not because we are narrow-minded, right? I'm not disrespecting outside ISKCON. There are good devotees outside ISKCON also, and there are not good devotees outside ISKCON also. Hmm? And a neophyte may get confused because on YouTube everything will appear very glossy, right? On YouTube everything appears very glossy. So we may not know the full picture of that person. We're not judging anyone. I'm not saying any names to hear from him or don't hear from him. But I'm just making a very general and a big statement that it is very, very safe to hear from the ISKCON family. And in that also, hear at least a good portion, at least 30-40% from Prabhupada. Hmm. Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada's lectures, Prabhupada's tapes, Prabhupada's letters, so much Prabhupada has given. And the next good 30-40%, one should hear from one's guru. Hmm. And the remaining 20-30%, one can decide a few Shiksha gurus and then just focus, that's it. And of course, if you're, let's say, someone is visiting personally in town, we must hear from them. So the authorities will not invite any Tom, Dick, Harry. They will not encourage, any Tom, Dick, Harry. So if they are saying that, let's say, so and so Maharaj is coming, so and so senior Vaishnava is coming, they have done the part. They are our well-wishers. We must have faith and trust that they will not call anyone who is not authorized to speak. Hmm? So let's say His Holiness Bhakti Marg Swami Maharaj is coming in 2 weeks. We'll have a program. One must be very eager to go and attend and hear and serve. Hmm? Even though when they say, well, I have not heard from him in the past, that doesn't matter. Personal association is million times better than YouTube. Million times better. So one must take advantage of personal association. Very, very important. Any thoughts, comments in this regard about hearing? Any questions? Because this is also a very practical topic also. No questions? All clear. Yeah, all over the head. Let's take some thoughts, some comments. We'll not read the next section, but we have a few minutes to take any questions. These things are very practical, so feel free to ask questions or at least make a comment or any reflection you have in this topic.
Prabhuji, one question. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
So, the question is, can we achieve, like, I would not say achieve, can we do bhakti with all seva? And somebody asked me question that I'm doing lot of seva and doing less chanting. I will be able to achieve my spiritual goals in the life, like will be reaching to uh, Goloka with seva. And there was one story also there. Uh, I don't remember. It was related with one Mataji. She like is from village. She used to serve Lord Krishna's temple or some place where she used to carry every day the water. So that's like just a question basically. Can we do achieve with seva?
The question is, can we achieve the topmost goal, which is love for Krishna or Goloka Vrindavan, by doing seva? Let's say you are
Yes.
serving prasadam to devotees, or you are cleaning utensils in the temple, or you are washing the pots or something, right?
Yeah, regularly. Like it will be
Regular.
consistently, regularly,
Okay.
every day or every week, non-stop, basically, from years
Non-stop.
and years, years and years. Non-stop means years and years consistently. I'm saying
Non-stop is a big word.
non-stop in like consistently. I'm asking
Consistently. Okay. Regularly is the word. Like
regularly,
every
20
week,
years,
every
30 years, 35 years. Just like
mm,
some
for a
devotees
long
might be
time.
serving correctly for a long time, whether it's a ISKCON temple or some other
Yes.
Mayapur temple or something. Yeah. Not from the priest perspective, like people who do the seva there, basically. Yeah.
Yes, one can achieve. One should chant also. One should hear also. And one should do seva also in a humble mood without offending devotee. And then one will surely achieve. Hmm? तो chanting भी करना है, hearing भी करना है, सेवा
Yes,
भी
Prabhu.
करना है. Path is clear. It should not be like, okay, I सेवा नहीं करूँगा. Sorry, I won't chant. I'll do just seva. Right? See, it's a nice balance, we have to make. If that was your question, which I think it was, that
Yeah, like
I'll
question, like it's a general question, correct? Like somebody like doing 2 round of chanting, doing lot of seva, somebody doing 4 round of chanting and doing less seva, less seva in terms of it. It's a kind of like that's a question, correct? We are uh, don't get
sure.
judged by the question, but I'm just saying that it's a question, correct? Yeah. Let's suppose somebody does every
Yes.
Buddhist distribution, correct?
So
And
one
he's
should
chanting
balance.
less. Will he able to achieve, or she or he, it doesn't matter, will the devotee will be able to achieve? That's a question, basically. Yeah.
See, he or she will achieve if the motive is sincere and if they are sincerely associating with devotees. See, therefore, the five limbs are always remembered. Five limbs. Association of devotees, Prabhupada's books, Shravana, Sadhu Sangha, Shravana, Kirtana, chanting and Kirtan. Then deity worship, taking Krishna Prasad, and Dhamvas. These five are most important. Now, this is also seva. The first seva is to chant, right? Because that seva will purify us to serve properly. You see, otherwise, what will come? Our training, the consciousness, let's say, even if someone is doing a lot of seva and they're not reading, hearing, and chanting, then seva aparad might happen. Oh, look at me, I'm doing 4 hours of seva. Look, this guy, he does 2 hours chanting but never shows up for seva. What chanting? His chanting is futile. He's good for nothing, right? I am
Right.
better, right? So seva aparad could happen. We might think I'm the doer. Oh, I made this Sunday feast. I washed all these utensils. These guys just show up for the time when it's time for prasad. Do you know how much hard work it takes to wash the utensils? Hmm. Seva aparad could happen. So to avoid seva aparad, Shravanam Kirtanam is very essential, right? Then we are not the doer. Well, they couldn't come. Maybe they had their reasons, but they're so sincere. They have so much taste for the Krishna Prasad. They're so worshipable, right? They're chanting so attentively, right? Let's appreciate the good qualities. I have so much to learn from them, right? So in that mood, it will only happen when one has good sadhana, when one has good shravanam, kirtanam. Otherwise, the aparadh will happen. One will think, no, 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 I'm doing a lot of and priority also one has to balance health, you know, one's health, one's family, sadhana, then comes seva. Sadhana hoga to like sadhana is the foundation where the seva will happen because charity begins at home. First put our own mask, then put others' mask. Let's say we are distributing books. Someone will ask, hey, are you reading? This book says chant 16 rounds, get up early, etc., etc. They'll ask, hey, are you following this or are you just distributing this? Right? So we have to say, okay, I'm sincerely trying. I'm not yet there, but I'm trying to follow also. So seva, one's seva will become more intense in good quality and quantity also. A healthy balance is required, right? So one should have also, one can fix, okay, every day I'll do 1 hour seva, right? Whether it's online, offline, 2 hours, 1 hour. See, one has to see based on one's situation. So that's also seva. But the self, one's own, taking care of one's own sadhana is the biggest service one can do. Inspiring others, one's family members, one's children, etc. Right? Taking care of the deities at home or pictures, whatever we have, that's also seva, right? Taking care of tulasi, that's seva, right? So it's all interlinked. They're not like mutually exclusive sets. So everything is seva, devotional service. Bhakti is devotional service, and service means seva. Everything is seva. Chanting is seva, right? Shravanam is also seva, right? We are giving our precious time to absorb and hear attentively. That's very big seva. At Chapati Maharaj says, give up all the services. When it's time to class, no one should be doing any other service. Here, we understand that yes, some devotees might have to cook or something, but the point was that when it's time for class, try to balance so that everyone can come. Shravanam is very important. That's also seva. So keep all these things as seva in mind, then we'll be able to balance. Seva does not just mean cleaning the toilet in the temple. That does not just mean cooking prasad or distributing prasad or book distribution. All these are services, absolutely glorious services. But hearing is also seva. Chanting is also seva. Doing Tulsi Aarti is also seva. Taking care of one's family in a spiritual way is seva. Hosting a program is seva. Giving a book is seva. Inviting others to the program is seva. Calling seva, right? We say monthly Sankirtans, that's also seva, right? Everything is seva. Does it help, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Definitely. Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you nicely explained. So while we're reading the Nectar of Instruction, there is a quote from Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He's telling that first comes health, second chanting, then seva. And so seva comes in third, health, chanting, and seva. And second thing, Prabhupada always told his devotees that they cannot go book distribution until they finish the chanting 16 rounds. So as you said, that without chanting, we can make seva aparad also. Or it might not be full potential seva that we can do. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you for sharing those reflections and comments from Nectar of Instruction. Anyone else has any comments, thoughts, questions? Okay, then we will pause here for today and continue tomorrow with reading spiritual literature. Grantraj, Beginner's Guide to Krishna Consciousness ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya evacha, Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.